today. So welcome, it's Desiree Stafford. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm doing a closed door case study on exactly how I booked $50,000 in 2 weeks, and I didn't do a launch. I didn't use Facebook ads. I didn't even do it from my list, okay? So I'm going to share with you exactly what I did so that you can see similar results in your business as well. For those of you who are joining us live, thank you for taking the time out to be here. There is going to be a bonus training for you at the end, so you're going to want to stick around with me until the end for that. I'll turn off the recording and do that bonus training just for you. Cool? All right. So what I'm going to be doing is making this an interactive presentation. You see me on full screen right now, but what I'm also going to be doing is sharing my screen with you because I have some slides I would like to share. Let me just find them. Here we go. There we go. And that is the opening slide. You should be able to see the opening slide of today's training. If you have any questions, feel free to put them or ask me in the chat box, and I will be taking questions from you intermittently throughout today's presentation. Cool? All right. So again, this is a closed door case study. What does that mean? It means it's for me and my peeps. And if you're here, you were specifically invited because you said you wanted to join us. So I'm going to tell you what I did to generate 50K in 2 weeks without a launch, without a list, without Facebook ads. And it's important for me to share this with you because so many people think that you need all these things to get results and you do not. All right? Okay. So my promise to you is that in the next 60 minutes, you're going to discover how I booked 50K in 2 weeks without a launch, a list, or Facebook ads. And more importantly, how you can attract the clients behind your own 5-figure weeks or sales. All right. So it's great that I can do it, but I also want to share with you how you can do it. Right. That's why you're here. All right. So stay until the end for that live bonus I shared with you, which is, it's called From I'd Love to, but I need to find the money, to can I do full pay 24 hours later mindset exercise. And I'll share with you as we go along, like my whole philosophy on sales and things like that, and follow up, which I don't do. I'll share with you my philosophy and all that kind of stuff as we go through the training. But that is the special bonus for attending live. So what I'm going to do is cut off the recording and walk you through that bonus training. Got it? That's your benefit for being here live and in person. All right. And for those of you who are going to be watching a replay, glad that you're going to be watching a replay. So enjoy. All right. So this is really important to me. I teach high-end sales. There's a lot of talk in the marketplace about scams, and I know that there are some scams that are real about people just focusing on money, which I think is, a whole nother issue. But what I really want to communicate to you is that this is not a get-rich-quick kind of scheme. I mean, I've been a coach for a while. This isn't something that I just woke up one day and said that, I'm going to just charge all this money and that's how it worked. It was a process for me. Now, it was a slow process for me because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And it can be a much faster process for you. But I just want you to understand that this is not about get rich quick kind of thing, right? This is about really delivering value and helping your clients get results. Because when you do that, your clients renew with you. They send you more business. It's just everybody's happy. Okay? Got it. All righty. So here's what we're going to cover today. How to charge 5 figures for what you already know how to do. This is key. What you already know how to do. Okay? This is for you even if you've invested 4 or even 5 figures in high-end sales programs, but you've never heard, yes, can I pay $10,000 in full, okay? You're also going to discover the real reason why all of the mindset and sales programs haven't worked for you and cannot work for you until you understand this one thing, all right? So if you've been trying to overcome your money blocks and it's not been working, I'm going to share with you how you can do that, all right? Well, I already have some typos, so I apologize for that. How to make your marketing work for you for change and switch from that 24/7 posting to attracting dream to work with clients with authentic marketing that stems from your purpose, okay? And it takes less than 60 minutes a day. And then finally, I'm going to show you, you can pull back the curtain to go behind the scenes on how I love this. I mean, I'm still taking it in. Anyway. How I made 50K in 14 days without signing 20 clients at once, and why, yes, even you can decide to do the same this August, all right? So I want to make sure you're in the right spot, okay? So check in with yourself, see if this sounds like you. You've invested a fortune in marketing, mindset, and high-end sales training programs, but you're still not charging what you desire, okay? So maybe you've tried raising your fees and you get slapped down with a whole bunch of people saying, I can't afford it. And so you start to doubt, can I really charge more, okay? This is for you if you feel frustrated when you see other people posting about their 20K, 30K, or whatever K months, while you're still banging your head anywhere from between $3,000 to $10,000 a month. Like you're not consistent. You keep swinging up and down, up and down. All right. This is also for you if the clients that you attract don't feel aligned with who you really are and their results vary. This is so critical. Okay, we're going to talk about this throughout the training. This is for you if you're living on Facebook, you're blogging, you're networking, but you still feel like you cannot get your message heard above the noise. This is a big challenge I hear from so many people. And I will answer your question when I take a break for questions. So thank you for typing into the chat box, all right? This is also for you if you're struggling to book discovery calls, or if when you book them, the large majority of the people that you're booking calls with are unqualified people. That is so frustrating. When I was there, I literally wanted to pull my hair out. It was as if I stopped wanting to offer discovery sessions because I couldn't stand hearing the same excuses over and over and over again. All right, so if you're in that place, you're in the right spot, all right, for today's training. This is also for you if you're worried that you're going to burn yourself out before reaching your income goals. It's another big deal. Like I had a 50K month and couldn't have been easier. Not 50K months, I did 50K in 2 weeks, and it couldn't be easier. Obviously because I know how to do it, but it doesn't take the pushing, it doesn't take the stress, it doesn't take a lot of the things that most people think that it will take. I hate launching, so I didn't do a launch. And anytime I'm enrolling like a large number of people, the way that I do it is so much, gosh, I don't know why somebody's video is coming on, but it shouldn't be. No one's video should be coming on, okay? It feels so heavy for me, and it's just not the way that I like to do business, so I never do things that way. I do everything that I do, all of my marketing is meant to serve me. Most people don't know how to have their marketing serve them, so they end up burning themselves out. So we're going to talk about today how you can avoid that, all right? And then lastly, this is for you if you're secretly afraid that you're losing your passion for your business. So maybe you're not working with the best clients and they're not getting the results that you want, and they're not renewing, or maybe they're even asking for refunds. And so you're starting to doubt, your ability to really affect change for people. You're starting to doubt, jeez Louise, you're starting to doubt, I'm laughing at myself, and I am predicting tech errors, but we're going to move through this anyway. You're starting to doubt, whether or not you're able to really help the clients that you want to help in the way that you want to help them. Possibly you're starting to doubt if coaching is a thing for you, or if being a mentor is the right thing for you because the clients that you're working with aren't really moving forward the way that you want them to. If any of those kind of experiences are happening for you, that can cause you to lose your passion. Or if the marketing that you're doing is not effective, right? It's not bringing in the right people. That can cause you to lose your passion. So if you feel that way, I hope to renew your passion through today's training and show you a different way to do things. Got it? All right. So let's talk about the missing link, okay? It is not working harder. I don't believe in working harder, all right? It is not lowering your fees. It is not building your list. Now, this is not to say that building your list doesn't have a place. It absolutely does. If you choose to build your list, build it. But you want to make sure you're building it with the right people, okay? I don't focus on list building for the sake of list building. List building for me is an afterthought. The first thought is to bring the right clients in the door. That's my first thought, all right? And then you can nurture them with list building, or once they're on your list if you choose to do that, right? It's also not getting a fancier website. I have a DIY website. I've had one for years and it serves its purpose, okay? It's certainly not having a complex funnel or launches. Now, I've done complex funnels before. There's no need to do them, right? Especially when I share with you what I've done, okay? You don't need, new photos. You don't need to take pictures of yourself in front of the Eiffel Tower or any of that kind of stuff that doesn't feel like you. Now, if that's the lifestyle you're living, and you want to share that, go ahead. But if it's not the lifestyle you're living, why bother, okay? And then also, it's not about getting more traffic through sources like Facebook ads or even JV partners. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with anything on this list except probably working harder and lowering your fees. There's nothing wrong with that, but what I want you to understand is that's not the problem, okay? That's not the problem. So let's talk about what is, okay? The missing link is how well you understand yourself, how well you get the value of that thing you do, and having the right plan or business model. That's the missing link. Most people follow conventional wisdom, and you think that, in order to have a really big month, that you have to have all of these clients. You've got to be serving all of these people. But is that really practical and realistic? Is it even what you want to do? Because if it's not, number one, it's either not going to work or it's going to feel like hard work. And we don't want any of that, right? We don't want any of that. We want your business to serve you, okay? Because that's when you're going to be able to show up, energized and focused the way that you need to be in order to serve your clients the way that they need to be served. Got it? All right. So picture this. I'm painting you 3 scenarios here. An intuitive struggles to sell her $500 package, and she's been struggling at this level for 2 years, okay? Everyone wants it, but no one can afford it. She makes 3 tweaks, and within weeks, she's selling $5,000 packages with ease, okay? Here's another scenario I want you to imagine. A health coach cannot book discovery sessions, another typo, to save her life, and after a year, she has a tiny list, and in fact, that list is a dead list, okay? She makes a tweak, and she books 20 discovery sessions from 1 email to that dead list, okay? Imagine this, a book publisher who works her tail off for 5 years and still can't move past 4K months, all right? She revamps her offer and leaps to her first 20K week using only Facebook posts in less than 60 days, okay? Now, those are some of the results that my clients have experienced. I wanted to share that with you because I want you to see people at all different levels making extreme leaps. Well, I wouldn't call them extreme, but making leaps in their business and leaps in their income after struggling for a while. All right. So I don't want you to think that, if you've been, in your business for a while and it hasn't been working, that it's time to give up faith or it's time to give up hope or it means that you cannot do it. It absolutely doesn't. What you've done in the past doesn't have a bearing on what's possible for you in the future. Got it? Okay. So those are the results of my clients. So let me share a little bit about me before we get into today's case study and training. Okay. I'm Desiree Stafford. I work usually about 4 days per week. I see 5-figure paydays, which is so awesome, from a handful of dream to work with clients. And I don't live on Facebook where I used to. I used to post 3 to 5 times per day, 7 days a week. Now I post 3 to 5 times per week. And what's interesting is most people think that I'm much more visible than I ever was. All right. So that's proof that you do not have to live on Facebook. I don't blog. I don't guest post. I don't do networking or anything that doesn't feel like fun. So my primary source of marketing is Facebook posts and webinars. Occasionally I'll do like an interview for a podcast or something like that, but everything has to feel fun. It has to feel good. If not, it doesn't work. Okay. I have an international client base. I run my business with a cell phone and a laptop. It says a 5-hour per week VA, but currently I'm flying solo just to in full transparency because I'm still waiting to replace my VA. But in all honesty, I don't really need her because my business is so streamlined. I don't really need that additional support. I don't post a ton, so it's not imperative that I have one. Just in case you're kind of at the point where you're not sure if you want support or wherever you are in terms of making a decision about bringing somebody into your business. I personally don't like managing a team, so the less people that I have to, hire, the better for me, all right? My superpower is helping my clients leverage their individuality and collapse their monthly income into a day or a sale or a week, however they want to do it, all right? This is all about designing a business, like I said before, that's going to serve you instead of you serving your business, okay? So let me just tell you a little bit about my story and how I've made this big leap. If you've seen some of the posts I've done and some of the marketing that I've done for today, last year this time, I had a $5,000 month. This year this time, I did 50K in 2 weeks. It's pretty awesome, okay? So I'll just tell you, I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I've had more, money drama than you can think of, been broke more times than you can imagine. I was laid off more times than I could count. And I actually started my first business part-time and I took it to 6 figures in 12 months, all right? Then after that, I was a partner in a 7-figure business. And guess what? That shit failed, okay? So again, it wasn't all shits and giggles, like it failed. And I actually went back to work feeling like a complete frigging failure, like I was never cut out to be an entrepreneur, and the shit broke my heart, okay? But the silver lining in that was when I went back to work, I realized that had I had a coach, that I would never have made that. I would basically never quit on myself. because that's what going back to corporate meant for me. It meant that I was quitting on myself. So I realized that if I had a coach, I would never have made that decision. I would have never made that choice. And so that's why I decided I wanted to become a coach. So after that, I invested over $18,000, and it took me 8 months after investing $18,000, okay, to see my first $2,500 sale. So that was not fun. That was nothing but stress and pressure and like anxiety and feeling like the sky was going to fall in on me. It was drama, just put it that way. I was completely embarrassed, and it just wasn't a fun time in my business. It really wasn't. Again, I felt like a failure. And then I sat there and I watched everybody post about their 5-figure months, and I knew I was smart. I knew I had the expertise, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't make it work. Okay. So I just kept pouring more money into my business, thousands of dollars, as you can see on the slide, into mindset, into sales, into marketing, like everything. At one point, I even spent over $14,000 in ads, and I barely made a return. Now, I was scared, right? Because I spent all of this money, I'm not seeing the return, and I don't know how to fix it, okay? I just kept attracting the same old people who kept saying I can't afford it, and I didn't understand it, and it was frustrating me more than anything. Really making me think that I was not cut out to do this either, okay? By the time I finally did hit my 10K months, I was exhausted. Like I said, I was posting 3 to 5 times per day, 7 days a week. That's not what I wanted to do. Oops, I'm breaking things in my house. I didn't want to be like a content machine. I just wanted to coach people. I just wanted to, help them transform their lives and their businesses. That's what I signed up for. I wasn't living on Facebook posting all the damn time. So I was miserable and I was exhausted and I was, not making great cash. Okay. I really wanted to scale, but I didn't want to burn myself out. Okay. So I found the right mentor. Again, this is after investing a shit ton of money. Okay. And not really seeing the reward. But I just believed in myself, and I believed in my vision enough that I was going to be willing to risk it again. And that's what you have to do, right? That's what winners do. We dust ourselves off and we're like, all right, well, I'm going to try again. That's how life is, right? And that's what I did. I didn't see the fact that it hadn't quite worked out the way that I wanted to be or wanted it to as a stop sign. I just saw it as an opportunity for more growth. So I invested in the right mentor, but get this, you can see it on the slide. I did not have the cash. After investing so much in all those other training courses and racking up all this debt, I did not have the cash to invest in my mentor. Okay, my credit cards were all maxed out, all that jazz. But I had to find the money. I had one conversation and I was like, this is a must. And you know what happens when you say something is a must? We become very resourceful. We find a way. And that's what I did. I found a way. I sold everything that I had. I sold packages. I did whatever I needed to do to come up with a 5-figure deposit. Not the 5 figures for the entire program, just the deposit alone was 5 figures. And I had never invested at that level before, which was scaring the shit out of me. But I trusted her, I trusted myself, and the vision for what I really wanted, for, not just for my business, to be quite frank with you, just for my life in general. Something had to change. It could not stay the same. And so that's why I was willing to make the investment that I did. And guess what I did? I returned my full 5-figure investment in the first 30 days. How friggin' awesome is that? Okay. That's what happens though when we invest at a high level, and it creates a sense of urgency that puts a fire under your butt that you have to perform. And that was my experience. All right. So now let's get into the training. I have a question for you before we do that though. If right now you're in the place that I described earlier, or if you're experiencing what I was experiencing before my big transformation, my question to you is, if you keep doing what you're doing and nothing changes, where do you see yourself in the next 90 days or 6 months? If you want to share that in the chat, go right on ahead. I see a lot of people saying things, so let me check in with you guys. I don't even know how to get there. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, how do you stop the screen share? There's a way. Oh, right in front of me. All right, so I stopped the screen share. I don't know whose video that is, but if you can try to come off, that would be awesome. All right, loving this. Awesome! Trudy, thank you. Anyone frustrated? Yeah? Okay. Anyone else want to share what will happen if nothing changes? Yes. Isn't that the worst, Sandra? Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see. I think you can, but Sandra said, sounds like her journey. And she's tired of hearing you have so much to offer. What are you doing wrong? Yeah. First of all, what you're doing wrong, I don't even like that question. It's not a very productive question. It's typically just a misunderstanding. Okay. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you may be misunderstanding today. All right. All right. Nothing worse than uncommitted clients. Oh my God, Felix. No, never chase a client. It doesn't, first of all, it doesn't feel good for you, right? But second of all, that's not a client who's going to get the results. If you have to chase them and drag them into your program, that's not a client who's going to listen to you, who's going to be coachable, right, to get the result that they need. So that you don't ever want to do that. Your hair will fall out, Lamika. Okay. Awesome. Slow growth. Yeah, slow growth. It wasn't fun for me. You know, if that's where you're, you know, just kind of depends on what you want. Like I like to run fast. So anything too slow is just like, it's like watching paint dry for me. Okay. Not be productive. Maybe get it. Oh my God. Okay. So Ramona, you just heard me say that I went back to work and it was awful for me. I hope you never have to make that decision. All right. So let's go back to sharing my screen because I want to get back into, oh crapola. Here we go. Okay. Let's get back into the training. All right. So how to charge 5 figures for what you already know how to do. And this is for you if you've already invested, okay, like I did. If you've already invested 4 or 5 figures in those high-end sales programs, but you've never heard, yes, can I pay 10K in full? This is for you. So how do I say this? You know, I invested at a huge level, and $18,000 to be specific. And it was two different programs totaling $18,000. And my first sale was $2,500. To say that I felt defeated, disappointed, deflated, frustrated, angry, sad, like any emotion you can think of, that's exactly how I felt. Okay. And I couldn't even see charging what I charge today. Right. And a lot of it had to do with we're selling an intangible service. Right. So sometimes it's difficult for us, especially if you come from the corporate world, to understand, number one, that somebody's going to want to invest in you at a high level. And then again, for something intangible. Right. Well, that was what I was experiencing. But not only that, it was, you know, just this fear of who the hell was going to pay me. Like, you know, that fraud stuff and imposter syndrome, that was me all day long. It took me forever to really own my brilliance. All right. So I'm going to share with you what is required for you to sell at a high end level and actually receive it much faster than I did. Okay. And much more consistently than I did in the beginning as well. So a couple things. You need an offer worthy of a high end fee. So I say this because I really want to stress the point that this is not just about throwing a bigger price tag on what you're currently offering. Okay. So let's say, for example, you're selling your services for a couple $100. Let's say you have a $500 program. Well, your best at a $500 program is not your best at $5,000. Okay. Your best at $5,000 is not your best at $10,000. It's not your best at $20,000, right? You need to have an offer that is worthy of a high-end fee. Okay. You don't just take what you're currently offering and up the price. Right? You don't just do that. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think that it's just about charging more. Now, if you're over delivering, you know, at the current level, that might be something different. But from my experience, it's simply not just a matter of raising the price, because number one, you've got to be able to see the value in that price. You have to be able to see it, because if you don't see it, if you're not the first person sold, you'll never make the sale, right? Or if you do make the sale, you won't be able to make the sales consistently. Right? And this is all about building a sustainable business. This isn't just about one and done. This isn't just about selling a 10K offer or a 5K offer or a 20K offer, and then you're never able to sell it again. This is about doing it consistently. So you need to make sure the offer is worthy of the fee. You can really see the value in it, all right? Because you have to own that first, right? The second thing is you want to sell something that's aligned with your purpose. This is huge, because there's so many people in this marketplace who feel that they have to position themselves as a business coach, for example. This is like the number one example. People feeling like they have to be a business coach in order to make money. And I'm here to tell you, you do not need to do that. The majority of my clients are not even business coaches. There's nothing wrong with business coaches. That's what I am, and I love what I do, but that's what I'm here to do. If you're not meant to be a business coach, don't call yourself one. Don't box yourself into that category if it doesn't feel like you. What you should be doing is making sure that your offer is coming from your zone of genius, that you are delivering something that you know with absolute certainty that you can deliver with your eyes closed, because if you don't, you will not be able to sell that offer consistently. Okay, you won't be able to. You'll create resistance. You'll sabotage yourself. You'll do all kinds of things that are going to prevent you from being able to make money in your business consistently because you're trying to sell something that you don't have the confidence that you can deliver. That's a big, big problem in this industry. Big problem. Okay, most of the clients, when they come to me, we strip away all the shit that they've been doing before, meaning we pull out things out of their programs that have no place in them because it's not who they are and it's not part of what they deliver. And we rebuild an offer that they feel aligned with. All right, an offer that's stemming from their purpose, and an offer that truly embodies their gifts, their talents, their expertise, their life experience, their business experience, whatever it is, that when it's in that offer, it helps the client get the results that they need to get. Right? This is how your clients get consistent results. This is when the clients renew with you and they send you more business. Make sense? Okay. So you also have to make sure that your offer is solving a burning problem. This is another issue. So many people are, how do I say? Your offers solve a problem, but it's not something that's pressing enough that somebody's going to be willing to pay you $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 or more for, right? It may not, I'm not saying that the value may not be there, but if you're not associating your offer to a specific burning problem, a problem that's keeping your people up at night, there's no motivation, there's no incentive for them to want to make that investment. So I'll hear a lot of people say, well, I help people with confidence. Well, guess what? Everybody needs confidence. Not everybody is willing to spend, $5,000 or above to become more confident, right? If you're going to sell confidence, then in service to what, right? Confident in what area? Be specific about the results. Be specific about the outcomes and the promises that you can deliver, because that's what people pay for. Specialists like myself, we get paid top dollar, right? Because not everybody can deliver what we can deliver, right? And another thing is you want to make sure you're going narrow and deep, okay? I would never hire someone who positioned themselves as a jack of all trades, and I'm sure you probably wouldn't either, or at least you wouldn't invest at a top dollar with them, right? Nobody does that, right? We hire specialists, we pay them more because we know that they've done the research, they have the background, they have the experience, whatever it is that we feel that they need in order to be able to help us get the results faster and easier than we can do by ourselves. Position yourself as a specialist, and in order to do that, you must know what the burning problem is that you help your client solve, okay? Third thing is client selection, okay? When you're raising your fees, it also typically means that you have to raise the level of client that you're going to be working with. Okay? You can no longer work with clients who aren't going to do the work, clients who are going to whine and complain, clients you got to drag into your programs. No. You cannot. Okay? Because you want clients who are going to get results. So, like I said before, they renew with you, they send you more business. Okay? And bottom line, they get what they paid you for, right? And in order to do that, you want to be very specific with the clients that you're bringing into your business. Most people won't teach you how to do that. Most people will tell you, how to book 10 discovery sessions, 20 discovery sessions, whatever. But a lot of people aren't telling you to be very specific about the clients you bring into your business, because that will impact the way you show up in your business. That'll impact the way you show up on your coaching calls, the way that you market, right? It's going to impact all of those kind of things. So you want to make sure that when you're bringing people into your business, you're bringing people in that you know you can get results for. That is also going to help you with your reputation in the marketplace. The worst thing you can do is bring in a whole bunch of clients, they don't get any results, and then your reputation is shit. So that means everything that you've done to position yourself is out the window. You don't want that, right? You want to make sure that you can deliver on the promises that you're making to your clients. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not responsible for the client's results, okay? You're responsible to your clients, not for them. So let's just be clear about that. But part of making sure that they're going to get results is by making sure you're bringing in the right people, the people who are ready to do the work now. Okay, so that means that you're going to have to be able to have some criteria that allows you to know who the best clients are to work with. Okay, and that's something that you would have to figure out, or you get support on figuring that out. Okay, all righty, we're doing okay on time. So let me just show you a little simple plan that I cooked up for you. Okay, just to give you a sense of what's possible for you still this year if you decided to raise your fees. Okay, so this year, if you wanted to see 10K not 10K, 100K added to your income, you could book 2 clients per month at 10K each, or you could book 4 clients per month at 5K each, okay? If you really wanted to up the ante and show how badass you are, you could shoot for 250K this year, okay? Here's what that looks like. That looks like 2 clients per month at 25K, 5 clients per month at 10K, okay? It could be either private or group programs. Don't think that when you go high end that it has to be only private work, because that sometimes scares people as well. You can do group also, okay? So just to give you a sense of what the possibilities are, all right? Now, obviously, this is going to depend on how where you see the value and what it is that you offer, right? You can't charge, let's say, $25,000 if you don't yet see a $25,000 value in your offer. If you do, you can charge that all day long and get it, okay? So just to give you an idea. So let me ask you, we're going to do like engagement here. So how would you benefit from charging $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 right now? Anyone want to share that in the comments? How would you benefit from that? And I'm going to, how do I do this again? Stop screen share. There we go. Yay. Okay, so I got on Elisa, I think that's how you pronounce your name. And you wrote, you had a client who really wasn't ready. Oh, the worst thing ever. Working with people who aren't ready. And this is not a judgment, okay, on people who are not ready. We're all on our own journey, so this is not a judgment about them. But what I am saying is that you also have to be mindful of your energy. You have to be mindful of who you work the best with, of who you're able to help get the best results for, right? So you want to be mindful of that. That's your responsibility, okay? So knowing what you know and the experiences that you've had should also help you be able to better select your clients next time. Cool? All right. Promotion to the status that you deserve. Awesome, Ramona. Yes. Yes. I want you to feel worthy, though, before, like, I don't like, most people say charge what you're worth and get it. I don't like that phrase. I think, first of all, there is no dollar amount that you can put on the value of a human being, right? So what I like to do is look at the value that the offer delivers. I like to look at the return on the investment, and from that place is where I price. I don't price it based on what I think I'm worth, if that makes sense. Like I think we deserve whatever we want, but I don't want you to associate your worth as a human being with the prices that you charge, if that makes sense. I hope I'm clear. Thank you. I like that clarification, Ramona. All right, so I'm so much more aware of that from working with her. Awesome. Awesome, Lisa. All right, fantastic. So, Amanda, excited because it means I'm empowering the self-employed to flourish, which is my mission. Fantastic. Always do what's related to your mission, by the way. Hey, Wendy. Yes, travel more, clear expenditures. Spend time with your family. That's a big deal. I remember feeling so frustrated because I wasn't able to spend as much time with my family. I was just constantly working all the time in my business, and it wasn't a lot of fun. And it didn't feel like what I signed up for. You know, it didn't feel like, oh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help these people transform their lives and their businesses, and they're going to create freedom, and they're going to be at choice. All the things that I wanted, I wasn't experiencing because I didn't know. I really didn't know what I was doing. So. You know, I'm very transparent about things. So, all right, let's share the screen again, and I'll take you back to the training. So, where are we here? All right, so let's talk about the real reason why all the mindset or sales programs, I think I did a typo there, but whatever, haven't worked and cannot work for you until you understand one thing. This is for you if you want to overcome your money blocks for good. So, you know, many of us have grown up, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I thought I had to work hard, like really hard for everything and to prove myself. And I thought that, you know, I couldn't charge more. And I thought that people would, I was afraid to charge at $2,500, and then I finally got it. And when I boosted up to $5K, I'm like, who the hell's gonna pay me $5,000? Like I couldn't even like imagine it. But then it happened. And then when I wanted to leap to the 10K level, and I was like, who the fuck? You know, who's going to pay me $10,000? Like, I couldn't imagine it because I had heard so many people tell me at the $5,000 level that they couldn't afford it, right? But what was happening was my marketing was speaking to a $5,000 market, and it wasn't even doing a very good job because what it was doing was attracting people who couldn't afford it. And what tends to happen is we create a belief. Our marketing is not aligned to reflect the value of what it is that we bring to the table, right? So we're just putting stuff out there, putting out content. We're trying to be visible because everyone says to be visible. And so we're doing all of that. And then because the marketing is not specific, because the marketing is not speaking to the right people, what it does is it attracts everybody, right? A lot of times it's the freebie seekers. It's the people who are just kind of sitting around in groups and they're signing up for anything that's free. And then you hear a ton of I can't afford it. And then you think, oh shit, nobody can afford it. But that's not it at all. What happened is you created a belief. So let me share something with you. This is what you need to understand about mindset and also sales, okay? Our beliefs come from our experiences. So what I just shared with you is you created a belief that people can't afford your services. So then if you actually want to change that belief, you have to create a new experience. Now, the way I teach it, I teach marketing and mindset at working together in combination. It's not one or the other. They're working together in combination. What happens is when you up-level your marketing, okay, that then attracts the right people, brings you the clients who are going to say yes at your higher fee. You get the result, and then that creates the new belief that yes, you can in fact do this. What most people try to do is think their way into it. So you're meditating, you're journaling, you're tapping, you're doing all these kind of things. And I'm not saying any of those things are wrong or bad or whatever, because I use many of them myself. But what I'm saying is you can't just simply do that and expect to get the result, right? You actually have to you have to embody this new mindset. And part of the way that you do that is through your marketing. By putting out marketing that is actually effective, that is actually targeted to the right people and eliminates those time wasters. It repels the people who are going to say no matter what, right? So when you start bringing in the right people, that's when you create the belief that this is possible, okay? So remember what I said to you when I was charging $5K and I was like, who the hell is going to pay me $10K? Well, when I made the decision and I up-leveled my marketing, 3 sales in 1 month at the $10K level. From someone who was like, well, that's impossible, right? But I up-leveled my marketing. That was what I did first. And when I talk about marketing, I'm talking about marketing in its totality. So not just the medium that you use. I think I'm actually jumping ahead. So let me go to the next slide. Well, before we do that, it's not just the medium that you use. So it's not just about Facebook posts or webinars like this or anything else. It's about understanding the offer, understanding who it's for, as well as understanding your innate ability to attract and convert your people. All right, so now let's move on to the next slide and I'll explain that more in detail. All right. Oh, it's not. Yeah, next slide coming, sorry. So how to make your marketing work for you for a change and switch from 24/7 posting to attracting dream to work with clients with authentic marketing that stems from your purpose and takes less than 60 minutes per day. All right, so now I'm going to expand more on what I mean about having the marketing, powerful marketing that then, creates the belief that this is possible for you. So instead of trying to think your way into it, you actually embody it and create the result, and that is what changes your mindset. Anything else is kind of just like talking yourself into it. You may get a result here or there, but it won't be consistent. We're looking for consistent results. Consistent results come from you changing your belief. Changing your belief. You change your belief by having the marketing work for you. Got it? All right. So here's what I'm talking about when I talk about marketing on a deeper level. Okay. You need a submarine level understanding of who your ideal clients are. So remember what I said, as you up level your packages, the clients that you're working with also have to up level. They're not going to be the same. A client that you're selling a $2,500 package to is typically going to be a different level client than you're selling a $5,000 package to, or $10,000 package to, or more. Okay, so it's not going to be the same. That means your clients need to up level as your pricing up levels. Got it? All right. So you have to have a submarine level understanding of who these clients are going to be for you. Okay, so you need to be able to understand them better than they understand themselves. You need to literally be able to finish their sentences. Okay, and this is deeper than your niche. All right, so most people talk about your niche. It's the most popular topic out there, right? But when I say deeper than your niche, I'm talking about even going deeper than your tribe and going one step below to your ideal client, okay? The person who has the problem that you solve and is in this specific moment in time, the right client for you. This specific moment in time. So let's say you're your niche is New York City. Okay? Yeah, New York City. And then your tribe is Manhattan. I think I can say that right? New York City, then Manhattan. And then your ideal client is standing at the corner of 42nd Street. Does that make sense? So I'm talking about going much narrow, more narrow and deep in terms of who it is that you serve. Because when you can do that, then your marketing is so laser targeted that it attracts the right people. That's when your marketing will speak to the hearts and minds of the folks who will get the best results because they've worked with you. And obviously this is based on your offer, right? So what most people do is they go really broad and they think, oh, well, I've picked the niche, and they think that solves the problem, and it doesn't, because you're still talking to all these people who may never buy from you. Your niche, just because someone's in your niche doesn't mean that now is their time, right? But when you get down to the level of your ideal client, the person who's going to be a dream to work with, but also the person who, again, in this specific moment in time is going to get the best results because they've worked with you, that's when you win. Everything is about precision in my business, right? I don't teach people how to book a ton of calls. I teach people how to book the right calls, right? If you're at a stage in your business where you're booking calls and you're feeling exhausted because you're talking to so many people who aren't the right people, the last thing you want to do is book more calls. What you want to do is book calls with the right people, okay? That's what you want to do. All right, so you also need to discover your innate ability to attract and convert your people. Now, this is critical. Most people don't talk about this. And this is not about whether or not you use Facebook posts, webinars, or videos, right? This is about understanding your the natural way that you communicate that attracts your ideal people. So most people think that it's all about the specific strategy. It's all about the Facebook post. It's all about the webinars. It's all about the video. But when you're doing that, what you're doing is having those specific, like being a slave to those specific strategies. You're serving them versus having all of your marketing serve you because you're not dependent on any of those strategies. Instead, what you're dependent on is your way of communicating that attracts your people. This is innate about you, okay? We each have our own way of doing that. But why this is so important is because you don't want to be using a strategy that's not aligned with you, because number one, it's going to attract the wrong people, but number two, it's not going to feel good for you. It's not going to feel authentic. It's going to feel like you have to be somebody different to get the results that you want to get in your business, and you never want to do that, right? You want to build a business that serves you. You want to build a business that feels like a joy to run. You want to attract clients who feel like a joy to work with, and the way that you do that is by making sure that you're using your innate ability to attract and convert your people. Not my people, not her people, or not his people, your people. That's a big deal, okay? All right, so I hope that's clear. By the way, this is not something that you actually have to learn because it's typically something you've been doing since kindergarten, something you've been doing your entire life. What you need to know how to do is leverage it, okay? Leverage it. All right, so are you ready? The piece de resistance. I think I said that right. So how the hell did I do 50K in 14 days without signing 20 clients at once? And why, yes, even you can decide to do the same this August. Okay? How did I do that? I'm going to ask you guys, how many clients do you think that I signed to welcome in 50K in 2 weeks? Go ahead and share that in the chat box, and I'm going to stop the screen share and see what you think. To you guys. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, wait. Somebody asked a question. Hold on. Marilyn? Marilyn asked, can I give tips on how to discover your innate process? Actually, it's something that I typically am able to figure out when I have a conversation with somebody. It's in the way that they speak. Sometimes it's in the way that they write. It's basically marketing is an advanced form of communication. So what I can do is by a conversation with someone, typically there's a couple questions that I will ask them that will indicate to me what their innate ability is. So it's difficult for me to just give you tips because I don't know how to give you tips on how to figure it out for yourself. You may consider thinking about what you've gotten, the part of yourself that you repress the most. That might give you an indication. So if you feel like you hold back because you're worried about what people will think about how you would be if you weren't holding back. How would you communicate then? That's typically an indication of what your innate ability is. Got it? All right. All right, so I got a lot of questions. How would I market that? Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. It says, okay, well, your last name is Selman, and you're a travel agent. Hold on, I'm seeing a couple questions, sorry. How would you market that and be able to get packages sold? Well, you'd have to be able to, create a package that you feel that your clients are going to see the value in, right? So are there additional services that you offer when you're preparing packages for your clients that no one else offers? You want to figure out what that could be, and then you could probably include that in what you're offering to your clients. Hold on. There's a lot of questions here, guys, and I didn't realize so many. Let's see. Okay. Awesome, Kathleen. Renovating your house is always fun. Congratulations on your first pregnancy. That's so awesome. All right, let's see. Oh, Marta asked, can I give an example of how I up-leveled? Yeah. All right, so for me, up-leveling looked like no longer tolerating some of the behaviors that I was tolerating for myself and also clients and prospects. And that meant demanding more for myself and of myself. It meant raising my fees. So I raised first from the $5,000 level to the $10,000 level, and I'm much higher than that today. That was what it looked like for me. And that also included up-leveling my price, not my pricing, but my clients along the way, and how I delivered my service. That was also another critical part. Really what it was me understanding what I do and understanding myself on a much deeper level, so it could make that transformation happen for me much quicker than it had ever happened in the past. Another way that I up-leveled was I actually started working less. So remember what I said, I was posting 3 to 5 times per day in groups, and it not only did it not light me up, but it was just like, I friggin' hated it. I was getting writer's block all the time. I'm like, I don't even know how to say this shit anymore. And I couldn't stand, I don't like posting how-tos, and I couldn't stand to feel like I had to do that. So what I did was I just shifted everything. I started to understand the natural way that I communicate and understanding who my ideal clients were. So I knew that when I would communicate in a specific way, my clients would get it, the people that I wanted to work with. And so I streamlined what I do, and I stopped posting so frequently, and instead I just posted much more high impact type of post. And that got me way better results than ever before. I mean, people today say things to me like, oh my God, you're so visible. I'm like, really? Because I post way less than I ever posted before. But the people are seeing the post. Obviously I'm on their radar, but there's so much more deeper content. So it isn't, asking questions like, what did you do over the weekend, or, that kind of light stuff. It's like, transformational, well, not transformational, but insightful things that I teach people how to see their problem from a different perspective, which most people are not doing in the marketplace, which is why I stand out compared to a lot of how other people are doing it. Plus, I also know, I know how to tap into the desire of my ideal client. And that also creates a big impact. When people feel like that you understand them through your writing or through your speaking or whatever you do, when people feel like you really understand them, that creates connection, that creates resonance and a bond. And that will help people see you as the person who has the solution to the problem that they're experiencing much more quickly than anybody else. Anyone can post memes, anyone can post, pretty pictures, anyone can ask what you had for breakfast, anybody can post top 10 lists. That's not what a high-end client is paying for, right? A high-end client wants to understand how you were different than everyone else. And that's what I communicate through the marketing. And that was a big, big, big part of my up-leveling. Got it? All right. So still active in Facebook groups, yes, but way less active. So this question it says iPhone Abby. That's so cute. My clients are mainly hospitals. As I'm a nurse entrepreneur, how would I up-level or charge that much? I don't know. Without speaking to you and knowing exactly what you do, I couldn't answer that question for you. So if I'll tell you how to get in touch with me. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you how to get in touch with me if you want to speak with me one-on-one to see if I can help you figure that out. But just from that, I don't know how to answer that. Okay, so Here's what you guys said. Marta said 2, Elisa said 4, Sandra said 2, Margaret said 5, Sylvia said 3, Hillary said 2. Oh, 1. You guys have so much faith in me. I love it. Amanda said 5. Malika said 2 to 4 peeps. Felix said 2. Camila said 5. Malika, can you start charging high-level prices in the beginning if you have the expertise? If you know that you can deliver the result, then yeah, you can. Okay. I'm not sure when, Malika, when you asked in the beginning of my business journey, I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay. Yeah, you can. I think I answered that. All righty. My programs are typically 90 days, Felix. Burnout, no good. All right, okay. So are we ready? Okay, one more question. Is it possible to enroll clients to join you in your journey, your life, your stage in life, and have the same shared experience with you? Typically, Kathleen, you want to be ahead of your clients. You want to have been able to achieve the result that you're promising to help them achieve. Okay, all right, cool. Oh wait, was somebody send me something privately? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back. You guys are awesome. So drum roll, please. I don't know how it goes, but whatever. I did 2 clients. One, I was being cheeky here. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 2 clients at $25,000 is how I got to the 50K in 2 weeks. Cool? All right. So remember what I shared with you, how you can add $100,000 to your income this year. I gave you 2 different options, 2 clients per month at 10K each, 4 clients per month at 5K each, or if you want to up the ante and you want to go to $250,000 business this year. Now, this is not starting from zero. This is not like you've never sold a thing in your life, because that leap, you won't be able to process that leap. It doesn't mean that you cannot leap quickly, though. Okay, it doesn't mean that if you've never sold anything, you couldn't sell your first offer like for $2,500 and then grow from there. Okay, I'm not here to tell anybody how fast they can go, but just be realistic with yourself in terms of how much, because remember, in order to charge a higher fee, you have to grow internally. Okay, there's a lot of growth that you have to go through, and there's a lot of mindset stuff that you're going to have to work through as well in order to allow yourself to receive at that level. So just be realistic in terms of that for yourself. That doesn't mean to downgrade your goals. Okay, if you're at 0 right now and you want to see at least $100,000 this year, then start at a $2,500 package, right? And then sell a couple of those and then bump it to $5,000 and then bump from there. Make sense? Okay. So again, if you wanted to see $250,000, I'm losing it. Sorry. If you want to see $250,000 this year, that could be 2 clients per month at 25K, 5 clients per month at 10K. Now, these are just examples, okay? These numbers don't have to be these numbers, but this is just to give you an idea of how many less clients you can serve and how much more money you can make. So that eliminates the thought of burnout, okay? You don't have to burn yourself out in order to see results like this. Make sense? All right, and again, you can either do private or group programs to achieve these kind of results. So let us see. Let's recap, all right? We talked about how to charge 5 figures for what you already know how to do. All right, and again, this is for you if you've already invested in those high-end sales programs but have never heard yes on the spot and received 10K in full. The real reason why all those mindset and sales programs have not worked and cannot work for you until you understand this one thing. Now, remember what I said to you about this. This is about, you have to create a new belief through experience, okay? So you have to be able to create marketing that is so powerful that it brings in the right clients. And by the way, I think I forgot to mention this, not only does the marketing speak to the right client, so that means that the right clients are seeing you, but it also does the pre-selling for you. In fact, I know I didn't mention this, but the marketing also does the pre-selling for you. I don't use sales scripts. I have nothing against them, but I don't use sales scripts, and I don't have to. Because my marketing is that powerful, it's that impactful that it does the pre-selling for me. So by the time I get on the phone with someone, it's very easy. It's a simple conversation that either ends in a yes or a no. And typically over 60% of the time, it ends in a yes on the spot, by the way, which is why I don't do follow-up, okay? I don't do follow-up. I hate doing follow-up. It doesn't feel like me. So I just don't do it. And typically, if somebody does want to work with me after we've had a conversation and they weren't ready at the time, they will be the ones to follow up with me to find out how they can still get involved. Okay, so just so you know that that's possible for you as well. We also talked about how to market or how to make your marketing work for you for a change and switch from that 24/7 posting to attracting dream to work with clients with authentic marketing that stems from your purpose. Now, I say that it stems from your purpose because, it's related to your offer. When you have the right offer, then it's so much easier for you to market and attract the right people because your offer, by the way, is based on your purpose, okay? And when I talk about it taking less than 60 minutes a day, when I post 3 to 5 times per week, it takes me less than 60 minutes to do that every day. Whether that is, actually writing the copy, or maybe the next day going back and editing the copy if I didn't think it was strong enough, right? So it doesn't take me a lot of time to do the marketing that I need to do in order to attract the clients that I desire to work with. And the same is true for you, okay? Because what I've noticed is when we pull back and we're not so stressed out about creating content, we can produce so much more quality content that actually delivers results. Got it? All right. And then I shared with you what I did to book 50K in 14 days without signing 20 clients. I only signed 2, all right? And those of you who said 1, you know where I'm headed, right? Okay, cool. So you have 2 choices. You can try to implement what I've shared with you on your own without losing more time and money, because I know, time we can't ever get back. Money you can always make again, but time, you really can't ever get that back. So you can try to implement this on your own, what I shared with you today, or you can learn from someone who's been exactly where you are. I've had the ups and downs you've been through, the stressful nights, the fearing going back to work. I've actually experienced that in the past, business, going back to work. I've been there. I know where you are. I have a proven system that works. And not only does it work for me, but I also shared with you my clients' results. Okay? And I don't even think I shared with you a client who had a 20K sale, another client who had her first full pay 10K sale in 30 days. Like, that's the kind of results that my clients get when we work together, right? So if you decide that you want to reach out and connect with me, here's how you can do that. I think there was somebody who does the nursing. I think I mentioned this to you. All right. If you want to figure out how you can command, I'm losing my speaking abilities, but if you want to find out how you can command 5-figure weeks or sales, it says 3. It says 3. I'm probably going to end up working with 3. But you can definitely fill out an application. And by the way, I know there's some men on this call. You're more than welcome to apply as well. You know what it is? I'm going to do 3 people one-on-one. And then I have another option for people who are not quite ready for my one-on-one. My one-on-one is to sell at the 10K or the 20K level. But I also have another option for folks who want to sell at the $5,000 level or the $2,500 level. So, if you find yourself in any of those categories, you can certainly reach out. So we're going to figure out what's not working for you, what needs to be in your marketing so that you can command, services or command fees at these levels. Got it? All right, cool. So just to dial it in a little bit more, I'm looking at the time. I think that's probably why I'm like tripping over my words, because I've got to get on the road soon. You're a spiritual entrepreneur, okay? You're already making sales in your business. You're on a mission to sell transformation, not just programs, okay? So you really want to affect change in people's lives, all right? You are ready to work with the most amazing clients ever, because remember, your clients are going to up level as your fees up level. And these are going to be the people who value your work, right? They value you and your work. You also desire a high profit, low overhead business model that gives you the funds to fulfill your purpose, okay? That's really important. People talk about, it's not just about the money. Of course, it's not just about the money, but listen, money is a big part of it, right? If you're not making enough money, then you can't stay in business. That doesn't make any sense, right? And there's nothing wrong with making great money and doing work that you love. Okay, so we like to combine both of those in your business. And then also, if you're committed to unleashing your authentic fire and standing out like you never have before. So this is really about you. If I like to joke and call it Hello Kitty marketing or Hello Kitty packaging, where you know, you're kind of like toning down your personality. You're not really showing up in the marketplace as the real authentic you. You've got to be ready to go there with me, because that's the only way I play. That's when it's the most fun. And actually, that's when you attract the right clients that you're meant to work with. All right. So if that sounds like you, here's how you get in touch. You go to tinyurl.com/D Stafford session. You go, you fill out an application. Well, you go, you pick a time, you fill out an application. If your application is approved, we hop on the phone and we figure out how we can get you rocking and rolling. Okay. So that's what you do. All right, cool. So let's see. Let me take a question or two, and then we're going to roll into the bonus training that I have to share with you, because we've got to wrap up here in a few minutes. All right. So let's see. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Marilyn. I do 90 days for all my programs. That was one-on-one, Sandra. Felix, how did you know? I am an introvert. I can't even hide it. Such an introvert. How often do you serve clients, per week or per month? Well, my 90-day one-on-one, it's bi-weekly coaching, right? But I'm really there with my clients whenever they need me. That's the whole point of doing it at a high level. I'm high level, but also very high touch. My clients must succeed. Within the time that we're in contract, they need to get results. And I'm pushing them, and I'm writing them, and I'm doing whatever we need to do together so that they see those results. So it's kind of, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's hard for me to say how often. Well, that's not true. It's not hard for me to say how often I serve them. So technically, I serve them every other week, but they do have access to me in between our calls, okay? Okay, Sylvia, awesome. Amanda, is there such thing as a service being too niche? I don't think so. I don't think so. But if you want to talk about that more, Amanda, we can definitely do that on a one-on-one call. Takeaway, post or video impactful content. Awesome, Hillary. Of course. Marilyn, I did not know how to structure it myself until I did it. I mean, I have support. I mean, I didn't just wing it, right? I have my own mentor who helped me structure my programs. And that's what I help my clients do as well. All right, so let's get into, I'm going to turn off the recording. No, I don't have any scholarships, Lamika. But I do have a home study course. If you're interested in that, shoot me a private message. All right. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the recording, and then we're going to jump into that bonus training that I promised you. And then we're going to conclude for today. Oh, how do I do this here?